Hey guys, welcome to another episode of T's Creative Ramblings. Now today we are back with another episode, and today I thought it would be good to dive into some terrain which I'm really keen to get on and get built and get on the table. Now, for those who've watched the channel update, which I posted back on Saturday, I am very keen to get some more games played this year, and as part of that, I'm hoping to write some more scenarios for Contact Front and to get games played based on those scenarios. And as I mentioned again on Saturday, I've already written some scenarios based around the SAS early desert raids against the Axis aerodromes and airfields, and so I thought it would be good to get some terrain for those type of scenarios. And the opportunity arose a little bit, maybe a week or so before Christmas. There was a chap online, and I'll put a link to his eBay account, or whatever we call it, in the description below. But he sells MDF terrain, and I've bought some of his before. Some of my Middle East terrain is from him, and I know it's of a fairly good quality. It's not the best in the world, but also you do get some quality for a good price, a reasonable price. So I thought, why not try again and go with him. So I bought this terrain. We're going to unbox it today, and then I'm going to go through just assembling it, and then we'll do another video on actually sprucing it up and painting it and decorating it and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's jump down to the workbench and let's get this unboxed.
All right, so here we have the packaging. It's not what you might expect from some companies, but that's okay. Let's just open this up, and we've got these two big bags of MDF. So I'm going to take those out. I'm going to sort those out, find the instructions, and then we'll start doing a dry fit. So I just thought I'd do a quick little bit of spiel in the middle here of this build. So first of all, it is massive. This thing really is quite a sizable model. If I just take a ruler here, it is about 11 inches wide. If you take into account the overlay of the roof, we're talking about a foot, and it's easily a foot as well that way. So it's about a foot square. This is going to sit really nicely on the table and take up a good chunk of it, bearing in mind that this scenario that I was looking at was sitting on a 4x4 table. So this is going to take up a quarter of that, which is really good in many ways. Now, the doors do slide along this rail. If you go too far into the middle, then they do have a tendency to fall backwards potentially, but haven't had that problem yet. The roof comes off, and the roof has got these lovely window panel details which sit up on the roof, so I will glue those in place as well. And we have got three doors again, which will fit on both sides and the rear piece as well. So a really nice model. I am considering what I'm going to do in terms of making it look a little bit more textured. At the moment it is very MDF like, which of course is the material used, so it might well be I've got some material that I could use on the roof to make it look like a corrugated iron roof. So I might do that. In terms of the size, not quite sure whether I'll use a similar technique or whether I'll go for something different. I need to look at some pictures from the time and see what these sort of Airfield hangers were made out of. The doors I really like. They have got a not ingrained but a slight scored mark to it. You might just pick it up on the camera there, and that gives it a bit of a look. And I'll again look at what potentially I could do to make that look more realistic. This bottom rail is an interesting one because it actually sits probably about ½ an inch off the floor, so in terms of aircraft going over that, it'd be a bit bumpy, but nonetheless, you know, it is just a model, and I'm not actually driving aircraft into it, so that's good. So that's just one of the buildings out of this set, and I will at this point mention that it is recommended when you get the instructions, which I've had just sent over as a picture, a PDF, to dry fit before actually gluing, and I would highly recommend that for any MDF kit. Always do a dry fit first, so you know where bits are going. I got it wrong on the roof already. I've put one of the roof sides around the wrong way, and it just overlapped and didn't quite fit, so I'm glad I wasn't gluing, but a quick change, and that's back to what it should be. So I'm going to crack on and get this bit glued up, all the bits that I want glued up, to start with, just to get this in a position where I can leave it to dry, and then I'll crack on with getting the next few buildings done. Again, I'll jump into a time lapse for those. I probably won't stop and do a review of that until the end, when I've got it all glued up and complete as the sort of construction part. So let's jump back into that time lapse and get the other bits built. Alright guys, so welcome back. Hopefully from that time lapse you will have seen sort of the rough building process. I have to admit I didn't do as much dry fitting as perhaps I should have, but I think I've got away with it, so I'm not gonna hang on to that point too long. Now I have done as much as I can for now. Hit a few snags and a bit disappointed about those snags, so I'm going to run those through. I'm going to run through those with you now, but all in all, I really like the design of the Nissan hut. It should have 4 windows on, and this is one of my bones of contention. So here is the window, you can see just down the front, and what will happen is I will stick this on like so, if I can just fit that in, and that will just sit there, and there will be 2 on either side. Now there should be 2 on either side. I've actually got enough for just 2, and I've done those 2. I am missing considerably a number of parts for those windows, so I will certainly be contacting the seller to explain that I am missing pieces. I am also actually as well missing more pieces. I am missing a door for the Nissan Hut, so I think that one in front on camera has got one. I've actually put both of those doors on. Here is the 3rd and final door, and the other Nissan Hut, which I have here, let's see if I'll stack there, is missing a door. So I will only have enough for one of the doors. I am also then missing 3 of the roof panels. So I'm sort of at this point very frustrated because I was really hoping to get these finished for this video. I'm now going to have to contact the seller, get him to send those so that I can then get them all cut. Well, I can get those pieces glued on and complete the build. So it does sort of put a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth, to be quite honest. Really, I didn't pay a huge amount. I paid £20 for all of these buildings in front of you, and the hangar as well. So to be fair, I got a very good deal in terms of price versus components that I'm getting, but when you order something you do expect it to be complete, and unfortunately this wasn't. So I will give the seller a chance to rectify that. You know, if he comes back saying no, you got what you got, then obviously I will be expressing my concern both to him and to you guys, my viewers, as well. So yeah, so that's that. So anyway, let's just move that out of the way for now. The control tower, the air traffic control tower, is looking quite nice. So we've got, this is the middle floor, this over here is the ground floor, and they stack up like so. There's nothing to hold the floors in a particular place. It is just where it is, and then there is a roof that goes on top. So it's this roof here, and this should sit on top like so, and then that has a roof as well like so, and that is it's a very nice build, and it's got a radar dish that sits on top. That's probably just out of camera sight. If I move that back, it's not making any difference. Here we go, I'll put it down here. But that sits on the roof, and then we've got the other large one in the back there. So some nice extra bits. Definitely could be some sort of objective target for a raid or something like that. And I think one of the reasons I particularly like this set is it's not specifically period. I think you could use these for moderns, you could use these for World War II, and anything in between, Cold War, that sort of thing. So it was one of the reasons I decided to go for this. Now, in terms of scale, although this is these are described as 28mm, I think you probably do need them to be, you probably do need 28mm figures for these, but I'm just going to grab a 20mm figure because I have a sneaking suspicion that you could get away with this at 20mm. All right, so here is a 20mm Afghan figure, and it's not too bad, I think. The doors may be a little bit big, and it's working on the base that he's on a base, or on the fact that he's on a base, but I don't think it's a million miles off. And to be quite honest, I think the hanger will look like a particularly big hanger at 20 mil. So either way, whether I play 28 mil or 20 mil, I think these buildings are going to work. And I'll just pop him up here. Yeah, see, even standing in the doorway, let's just move the light a little bit. Even standing in the doorway, he looks reasonable. You know, he can look through the window. Maybe a bit small, but you know what, I might just get away with it. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stop rabbiting because you know, this video has probably gone on long enough as it is. My next video, hopefully I will have got the extra bits that I need. I'll have finished off the sort of the initial construction element, and when we can come back and we can start to look at how I'm going to actually make these more realistic looking, add on sort of the textures, you know, and make these more than just MDF shells. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, do please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do please consider hitting that subscribe button. I am hoping that this will be the first of many videos this year, content on various different periods in history, with regards to wargaming, various different rules, including Contact Front, obviously, as that's very close to my heart. And until next time, guys, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.